Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Katie. I am the owner of Wild Blush Creations. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I created this 3-color glitter ombre tumbler with hand-painted glittered leopard spots. I absolutely love how this one turned out, and I am so excited for this to be my first tutorial here on the channel. I will have all the supplies that I used to make this tumbler listed and linked down below in the description box so you can make one for yourself as well. And also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. I will be putting out new tutorials every Monday and Friday. I have a very long list of tumblers and other things that I will be making, and I cannot wait to show you all. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so starting out with a 20-ounce thick tumbler from Makerflow that I already have prepped and spray painted with flat black from Rustoleum and khaki gloss from Rustoleum. And taking less than 1 milliliter of epoxy, I'm just going to be spreading that all over the tumbler. This is what we are going to use to be applying our glitter. And once you have epoxy all over your tumbler, we're going to go in with Midnight from PDB. It is a fine black glitter. Now when applying the glitter, you want to make sure you tilt your tumbler downwards, so that way we get a nice waterfall effect and blend of the glitter. And we are just going to carefully tap the black all the way around and make sure we don't get it too far down into the gold, because we do need to put the brown glitter there as well in the middle. And I always feel like doing this is really uncomfortable because I am left-handed. I don't know if that makes a difference or not, but I always have to like tilt my arms in really goofy positions to get the proper angle. So if anyone else feels the same way, or if you have to do that, let me know in the comments, and that way I can feel a little bit more normal. And now for our brown color in the middle, I'm going to be using Shits and Glitz by Glitter Chimp. Okay, and I'm still making sure I have my tumbler tilted downward. I am just gently tapping on the glitter, and I'm overlapping the black glitter just slightly, maybe about like 1/4 of an inch, to start getting that really nice ombre blend, and then letting the rest of the glitter fall its way down the tumbler. For our third color, I'm using Cleopatra from Peachy Olive Glitters. And this time we're actually going to be tilting it in the opposite direction. So instead of tilting it downward to the right, we're going to be tilting it upwards to the left. And now this glitter is actually going to stand out a little bit more because it's a slightly larger cut than the black and the brown, but that's okay. It looks really pretty, and you can just blend it more because we're gonna go back in with the brown once we're done getting all of the gold on there. Okay, so now I'm just going in with Shits and Glitz again, which is the brown that we used in the middle, and I am just going over the top of it and kind of blending more into that gold color. So this is what it looks like once the ombre is finished, and I'm going to let that dry for about 3 to 4 hours. And then once it's dry, I'm going to go in with Rustoleum Clear Matte Spray and seal it 3 to 4 times, allowing each coat to dry about 10 to 15 minutes in between. Now I'm going in with some Mod Podge and black acrylic paint and mixing that together. This is what we are going to be using to adhere our black glitter for the outline of our spots. And now I'm taking a small flat paintbrush and making some squiggly curved lines to act as the outline of our spots. And we are going to be putting that all around in the gold area and then applying black glitter on top of that. And that's the same Midnight Black Glitter by PDB that we used on the top portion of the tumbler. And it doesn't matter if you do the center of the spots first or the outside. This time around, I wanted to try doing the outside of the spots first just to kind of see if it made a difference. I don't really think that it did, but it's totally up to your personal preference on what you decide. And I like to apply the Mod Podge and the glitter in small sections. That way, for one, the glue doesn't dry super quick on you, and you can tap off all of the excess glitter that falls onto that gold color really easily without any of it sticking. And that's also why it's a good idea to seal it a bunch before you start painting your spots. And you just want to continue going your way all around the tumbler, and I am going to speed this part up because it does take a little bit of time because it is a little bit more of a tedious process. So just paint on the outlines of your spots, add the glitter, and tap it off, and just keep moving all the way around the tumbler. Now that the gold section is done, I'm going to be doing the same exact thing up on the brown and just adding more of the outline and then glittering that as well around the entire thing. Now I'm going in with more Mod Podge and a little bit of a lighter brown acrylic paint with a smaller paintbrush and doing the center of the spots, and then I'm going to be applying the Shits and Glitz brown glitter in that area. Okay, so I'm going in pretty much with the same exact process. I'm just using more Mod Podge and a lighter tan acrylic paint mixed in with it to do the spots on the brown section, because I am going to be putting the Cleopatra gold glitter in the center of these spots. And then after all of the glitter in the center of the spots is applied, I went ahead and made sure I tapped off all of the excess to the best that I could. But it's okay when there's a little bit left, because I'm going to go in once it's dry with a big paintbrush and brush all of the excess glitter off. So I let these spots dry overnight just to make sure all of the glue underneath was perfectly dry, and we wouldn't risk any issues going in with sealing and then adding the epoxy on top. So now I am going in with about 30 milliliters of epoxy. I am using CC DIY medium viscosity epoxy. I love using this kind of epoxy for my tumblers because it's a little bit thinner than your usual epoxy, and it makes it so much easier to pop all of the little micro bubbles. And before I forget to mention, I did seal these spots after they were all dry with another 3 to 4 coats of the Rustoleum clear matte spray paint. So that way none of the glitter colors from the spots shifted around the tumbler when I was applying the epoxy. And now I'm just using my torch to get rid of any of the small bubbles that came from applying the epoxy. And I am going to let this coat of epoxy dry for about 6 to 8 hours, and then I'm going to apply the remaining 2 to 3 final coats to get a nice solid finish. And this is how it looks once it's all finished up after the final layers of epoxy. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you next time.